What do you want me to say? Something about your show?
I shit on myself in the womb.
Stop, Phil.
You fucking stink.
You know what? Fuck this.
Oh, because it's Hollingsworth, but it's worth less.
I don't want to hear about whatever you have to say.
The worthless of the week.
Yeah. Hey, you just gonna sit up there the whole time?
It's the fucking Phil Fox Scorpion.
It's a move, man.
You fucking dummy. Ugh.
Look at what the fuck? How is it racist?
Black people.
Oh, God. Oh, shoot me now, dude. Just shoot me now.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the HollingsWorthless program. As always, I am one of your hosts, Big Irish J. Hollingsworth, and we have the Hooligoons, aka the Fab Four, aka the Three Musketeers plus one. The plus one is these get worse every time. Starting with
Four, bro.
the Fantastic Four. There we go. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Starting with the Mechanable, Sean McCann.
Thanks for the invite. I appreciate you having me back, and I look forward to a great show. Hey,
And
I
we
think
have-
Manny, his mic might be off, by the way.
No,
Yeah.
Wait. Okay,
no, but it's not off, but it's going through the computer, not your mic. So while you fix that, I'll introduce you. And we have the Coco co-host, the Big Daddy, the Black Don Juan.
Oh boy.
Manulus.
There it is.
Yes, Martin Junior.
Mazel tov. Thank you. Good to be here.
Wow.
Mazel tov.
I don't know.
What the okay. And last but certainly not least, we have the Bicop, aka the BIPOC, aka the resident racist, aka
Whoa.
he can't be racist
How'd you
because
slip
he-
that one in there?
aka the indigenous, aka the native, aka sack of the weeda, Tyler Smith.
I'm like shocked. I'm shocked.
Oh, and shout out to Alice Mariah Kayoka in here, and we'll see who comes in as we get going. We got a great show for you today, starting with, let's get to, and San Francisco 49er girls in here. Congrats on your 49ers. Drake tossing in hot, coming in hot, or hot is coming in. Drake threw some hot sauce in his used condom. What up, Romy Rome? And he threw it in the garbage, the condom, and then some girl grabbed it, inserted it,
Not
and
just
burnt
some
herself.
girl, the girl he had just had sex with.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know. Maybe it was the fucking maid service.
No, it was the
service,
it was like an Instagram thought, some sort of influencer that ended up banging Drake. He goes to the other room, takes off the condom, does his little Drake trick where he dumps in hot sauce into the condom. Great way to kill sperm. Every guy knows this. It's been a widely known wives' tale. Yeah. So, but how do we know he did it? She said it in her own Instagram post. Yeah, and I think Drake does talk about doing that. Like I think there's references in songs and stuff.
This isn't the first time that this has happened in the
No,
history
this has
of-
been around
yeah.
forever. I mean, dude, my dad's listening to this right now. He'd probably know the same exact story. It was around when he was a kid. And so, look, here's what I
Charlie
think.
Chaplin used to do that to
You
his
know.
old goat skins that he
But
used
dude,
to come into.
I call
They didn't have condoms. He just used to throw hot sauce in her pussy. Sorry, it's pretty graphic.
right there on the ground
Christ.
on the stain.
But we can all agree this story's bullshit.
What?
Right? Yeah, because I mean,
Whoa.
it's that's gonna get applied to somebody who's big in pop culture, and we all know Drake is a pop artist. So, right? But dude, if that happened to a chick legitimately, do you think for a second that she would actually on Instagram? I'm gonna take this back probably after I say it. On Instagram would put that she got sneaky when she slept with Drake. And Drake knows her, obviously, because he slept with her. And that not only did she get sneaky about it, but then she had to like pay a repercussion for hot sauce in there. Dude, that's like criminal.
he admits to it, just so you know. He fully admits to it in his Instagram, going, "Yeah, I put my hot sauce in there to kill my sperm so that chick wouldn't steal my."
Yeah, and I think that
all right.
I mean, we've
All
seen
right.
it happen in the past, right? So, like, I think that the way that the court ruling went was that the man was able to do with his waste whatever he wants to. And
Well, I
so-
would hope
Also,
so.
Sean,
He also said
Drake is allegedly being sued by a
he's
model.
getting sued by her. Yeah. So this is a real story. Drake did this, and he is now being sued by this woman for endangering her health and
Oh my God.
essentially, I'm gonna play the liberal side of this, Sean, because
All right.
because I
Do
got
we need PC Manny to be ready?
Baby.
I'm ready. I'm ready to
I'm gripping my
do
mic.
this shit.
so putting the hot sauce in the condom, as Drake did, is basically like Scrooge McDuck putting a bunch of bear traps around a giant pile of gold. It's just
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So-
Good analogy. It's
knowing
probably better
that
than the one I
that
had.
chick, yeah, knowing that chick is gonna walk straight into there and try and grab that gold, he's like, I'm gonna put these bear traps there, and because she stepped in it, he is at fault. He is liable because he knew that she was gonna do it. She was
got
helpless.
Scrooge McFucked.
Yeah.
What up, Naima? What up, crazy cutie? Oh man.
she
Naima,
wasn't
Romy
being a
Rome,
dirty-
Crazy QT. Yes.
If she wasn't being a dirty. If she wasn't being a dirty dog, dude, none of this would be happening right now. This is like
man.
what it gets funny to me, like where some dude breaks into a house, like wedges his way through a window, and then there's a guy with a gun on the other side that shoots him, and then the dude gets sued for shooting the guy breaking into his house.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Is it? What's the most effective hot sauce? Sriracha. Foley, the bomb,
The
Tabasco.
most effective is to just swallow your cum after you shoot it out.
Wait, swallow your own?
That's what he said, like to the
Yeah, it was-
Jesus Christ.
or not cum in I don't know. If you're gonna throw your cum out there, why not just flush it down the toilet? Is my
That would
point.
make sense. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not good for the environment, I'm sure, for the condom to go down the toilet, but at least, it's out of grasp. That's what my dad
your
always told me to do.
environment.
Yeah, my dad always told me, he was like, yeah, flush that shit, because women will, some women might try that. And like, But
Dude,
I'm nobody. I'm not a celebrity. I'm not famous. I'm not rich. So it's like, there's no, well, I mean, that doesn't mean a woman wouldn't want to get pregnant by you. And so,
Don't sell yourself short, Manny. I'm sure
thank you.
women are grabbing your condoms out of all sorts of fucking garbage pails or whatever.
Garbage pails?
I don't know where you're putting your condom.
Today's the one day his wife listens to the show.
Yeah, exactly. What? Motherfucker.
Dude, the crazy part is, like, women have done this before, and they get pregnant, and then the guy's on the hook. He's screwed.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
you have to keep paying child support even if courts find out that it wasn't your kid. Well, you've been acting as a father, so you're on the hook now.
So I'm gonna play the other side of the coin, 'cause this is I've had a lot of time to think about this. So
God.
if a guy pokes a hole into a condom and then has sex with a girl, like, that's considered amongst most woke cultures or most PC culture right now, that's rape. That is essentially you're committing rape to that person.
Or if you sheath, I think they call it sheathing, where you take the condom off and you don't tell her, and then you put your dick
it's
back in.
it's the same thing. Yeah. Poking a hole or whatever. But so is this woman, shouldn't she be like tried for the exact same type of sexual assault?
Right.
I mean, is
see,
not
this
like
opens up.
Didn't she just commit rape and then she got caught? This is like if a woman put those those barbed traps they have in vaginas, and then like some guy sticks his dick in there and gets hooked, and then he ends up suing her.
See, this opens up. Yeah, this opens up a lot of.
Yeah, we need legal Sean for this.
I don't, dude. I have no.
Who's liable, Sean? Who's liable?
Dude, it's crazy. I don't know, man. It seems to me whoever's doing the dirty deed is the one who deserves the consequences of their that deed if something comes bad.
And what consequences would you suggest? Financial repercussions and jail time, or what do you think?
He should have been pregnant.
Well, dude, I hope. Kay just asked if Drake's paying for hospital bills. Dude, I hope not. But, the way I look at it, man, is first off, whatever came out of that, that's for her to deal with. On the flip side, though, like I feel because she publicly made a statement about something that has got to be illegal somehow. Taking somebody else's fluids, especially for like, dude, she didn't get pregnant. If it wasn't for the hot sauce, the chances are she would have got pregnant. So, like, dude, I don't know. There needs to be some consequences, and I think she needs to be made an example of, so other people know this isn't the new thing. It's like, okay, basketball players, there's not enough of them, so now we're gonna go switch over to doing this. Like, dude, this isn't like another way for a woman to get ahead in life.
Because let's think about this.
Stopped in its tracks.
By the way,
wow, that just makes me laugh in my head.
Sean
go
went
to
from,
college, learn a trade.
Sean said that she needs to be made an example. Is this the first example of going from legal Sean to Judge Sean? Honorary Sean?
I might have got a promotion.
Gone into the fucking sentencing.
Okay, so Naima, is that how you say it?
Naima,
or Drake should release his own hot sauce.
Oh, dude. 100% he should. Oh,
I don't know if you want. I mean, like, who would want to eat that? A lot of ladies, I'm sure, would be down to get behind that. But there's no dudes that are like, oh yeah.
Oh, there's probably some dudes.
I guess there's some. Dudes.
And it only comes in little portable bottles.
Well, I'm sure it's a big giant bottle.
What were you about to say, Manny?
I was just doing the math. It says at least, let's see, just legally, it says the support you pay all your biological children should be no more than 45% of your net income. Each child is entitled to a proportional share. So 45% of that. Well, hold on one second. He's worth 180 million. So minus,
he's got one kid.
Canadian.
Oh yeah.
So it's like 20 grand.
What is that? 99 million? Is that right? No, 81 million. So
Jesus.
Dang.
81 million what? What's that?
81 million.
What that person would have been entitled to, I guess, minus his other kid. So
a kid needs $81 million
over the span of his life, apparently. And so I mean, it's crazy. Like, let's just Google it. Most paid child support.
That blows my mind. That chick was just sitting there with her scratchy ticket, just like 99 million.
What she calls a vagina.
Okay, here we go. Here's a list right here. Okay, you ready? Alex Rodriguez, 115,000 a month. Charlie Sheen, 110,000 a month. Kirkorian, 100,000 a month. Brendan Fraser, 75,000 a month. Sean Combs, 55,000.
How's he pay that? Brendan Fraser has to pay that much money. 75 grand. That dude hasn't worked since '93.
I mean, he's on that one DC show, but I don't think it's really making that much.
Doom Patrol.
What up, playoff pressure?
Dude. So that's quite a bit. So I mean, fuck. Think about this. Just as far as how much Drake is worth.
That's
probably
not right.
Would have been paying like 150,000.
That's not right. Running around with a puss on your legs.
So I would say at the very least 100,000 he would have had to pay, or 150,000 at the max. I would think that he would have been paying.
Speaking of short squatty comics, I just wanted to say Louis Anderson. Thoughts with him, just to slide that in real quick.
Oh, what
else? He has non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Oh,
very treatable.
I just saw Laugh After Dark posted a shout out to him, and I was like, what? And then I looked it up, and they say he's resting or whatever, and so thoughts and prayers with Louis Anderson. Louis.
Yeah. I sent one of my drivers over to take him some flowers. I thought it'd be nice.
So thoughtful.
I heard that he was like kind of inappropriate with one of my
I know what you're talking about.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. He was very nice about it. So
I would let it
was
dribble
like
down my hand.
It was like an inappropriate moment, but Louis was like I guess he was a very nice predator.
I've heard some pretty bad comments that he said to another colleague in comedy. He was like, "Yeah, never mind. I won't say it. I won't."
Yeah, you can't speak ill of the dead man.
Dude, hey, yeah.
Hey, Louis got cancer, but enough of that. Here's some allegations he has right now.
Oh man,
Naima said she didn't know that he was still alive.
Fair enough.
Did Tom Rhodes does a joke on stage and names Louis in it? You know about this?
Mm-mm.
No.
Dude. And I'm butchering the story, but Tom Rhodes tells a story about when he first came to LA and he went up at, I think, at the store, and Louis like, it's so funny, and like, let's go over to this. Then they go to another comedy club, and then Louis invited him back to the house, and Tom Rhodes is just like, oh, dude, this is great. I'm hanging out with a legend. And then he said, like, the light went on, and he was like, oh, he's trying to fuck me. But Louis the best. Very nice dude. Thoughts and prayers with Louis. I hope he makes a full recovery.
Yes.
All right. Let me see. Logan Paul.
Oh.
Yeah. So what happened, Natasha?
So I heard a little bit about this.
Okay, and
so
did you guys watch
things.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So I did watch the video. So I just saw another video today, and I put that in the notes here. Natasha just coming in hot. She gets it. Please like the stream. She gets it. So Logan Paul bought a box of I don't know, Pokemon. That's what it was, right? Was it Pokemon cards?
Something like that.
First edition.
Okay, you go, Sean, because I'll tell the
YuGiOh.
second part.
I see what you did there.
What?
I think that's a character, YuGiOh. So I don't know that. Yeah, so dude, he already holds like 5 or 6 boxes of these things. They're real, Then he ordered up this box that was in like a cardboard box. There was a bunch of boxes inside of it. And so, dude, the fact that it was inside that box is what really brought a bunch of, there you go. That's what really brought a whole bunch of the value, was like the cardboard box that all these individual boxes were inside of. So the reason that's important is he had the box. So basically he couldn't look at the packages. He could only look at the cardboard box. And before he bought it, he had some experts look this thing over, and he had experts not in cards but in packaging. So they would look at it, and also they understood what was important from Pokemon and where it came from, the addresses, the tape, the age, the wear, all that stuff. And it passed. So he pays $3.5 million for an additional 10 boxes, I think it was, or something like that. 8 boxes, 10 boxes. And so then he gets all these people together, because there was a lot of questions on the internet. People were looking at this box on the outside saying, dude, I think you got screwed, blah, blah. So they brought the expert back in, and then the guy who actually sold them to Logan, but not the guy who the guy bought them from to sell to Logan. And so, and they say he's a stand-up guy too, but they got to figure out what happened. But anyways, dude, they figured out like that box, there was something funky with it. They cut it open, and then the boxes were like all poofy and warped and like thin and shitty. So they pulled one out, and it's so shitty as they're pulling one of the boxes out, it's like falling apart in their hand. And then the one guy off in the corner, he goes, hey, why don't these say first edition? He's like, no. And so then they look, and he's just like, dude, I'm pissed. And then they go, we got to do it. We got to open one of those boxes up and look at the cards. So they grab a knife, dude. They slit that thing, pop it, and all of a sudden, YuGiOh cards come flying out. No, it had to be YuGiOh.
Yeah, why the fuck YuGiOh?
Jesus.
Great video on YouTube. Go watch it. It's really good.
Like happening real time. It's fucking great. And Tyler, do you do Pokemon shit?
Fuck no.
I
do Magic the Gathering.
I was just gonna say, D&D and Magic the Gathering. Sorry,
I feel like
I didn't mean to disrespect you.
I feel like Pokemon was like well after our like childhood.
Way out. I know what Pikachu is, and apparently YuGiOh.
Yeah,
but otherwise,
that's what I did when you were coming out of the shower once, Sean. I took a Pikachu.
And then, okay.
Oh, boy.
I don't want to keep this going. I was going to make a YuGiOh card joke with it.
I was like this. Took a little Pikachu.
Thank you, Manny. Manny's got the right idea. I don't know how you do it, but man, that's brilliant.
Okay, so here's the other Pokemon story with him. And I don't know the names of all these cards or whatever, but so there's a guy named Gary. I don't know who the Gary is, but Logan talked about
YuGiOh. Thank you. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. No, YuGiOh.
No, dude. YuGiOh first. YuGiOh.
YuGiOh? Okay. Then YuGiOh. So fucking boo. So so there's this dude named Gary that had there was only 2 of these chorizo. I don't know what the fuck they're called. There's these certain kind of cards, and there was only 2 in the world that had I guess a grade of 10, and they're worth $1 million each.
Oh yeah,
And then he
I
had
know this. Yeah.
and then he had a third one that was like a lower grade that Logan Paul bought from him for $150,000. The guy was saying when he sold it to Logan, he was like, yeah, this one, I don't know why they didn't grade this also as a perfect 10, but they didn't. Here you go. He bought it for $150,000. Logan Paul keeps looking at it, and he's like, this card is fucking perfect. I don't know why the fuck this didn't get graded as one of those top of the line ones. So he was like, he started thinking about it. He was like, I think I'm going to open this up and resubmit it to them to have them regrade it as just a card that they don't know where it came from, because who knows, the person grading that day might have had a stick up their ass about this guy, Gary, or whatever reason. And so, but there's a lot of risk in that. You fucking nick a corner or something, you have to take it out of this thing. So he's like sweating bullets, but he got it out of there, resubmitted it, and it got a perfect score. So it's now the third one in the world, $1 million. So he just made $850,000, by resubmitting. And he's like, that will be with me till the day I die. He's like that. I mean, it's, I actually am kind of liking Logan Paul more now.
I am too, dude.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, I'm not into Pokemon, but it's cool that he has this passion for this thing. And he's like, this will be in my grave with me when I die. And he was saying he was worried about how Gary would react to it, but Gary was, I guess, is like the sweetest guy, whoever this Gary dude is, and was like totally fine with it. But I was like, I mean, he fucking risked it to resubmit it. So good on him.
I'm with
Dude,
Naeem,
that
like,
blows my mind.
Yeah.
Sorry. In the future, there's gonna be like some fucking grave robbers.
I was thinking the same thing.
that are
They're
just
gonna
going after
dig
a
his shit up.
Pokemon card. It's gonna be all Indiana Jones style, but there's this fucking Pokemon on an influencer's corpse. You know?
They're gonna fucking bend the card and just say, I don't give a fuck.
Drake's buried with hot sauce. But yeah, it's and that's also on YouTube right now.
Yeah.
Him talking about it.
There's it's been weird during this pandemic. All these collectible things. I collect a few things, and I've noticed that prices have skyrocketed. And I don't know if it's because people are just at home more now, and so collections, you actually get to enjoy more, or look at them more, or what. But dude, prices have, I mean, I've seen them go up on some of my stuff, even up, if I did the math quick, like 800%.
Really?
I mean, it's on
your 720 eyes.
Yeah.
Damn.
Dude, you know what though? For real, the price on those things are skyrocketing too.
Are they?
Yeah, it's crazy right now. I think it's part of the used car. We're all aware of the used car thing going on right now.
So
dude, they're like, and
wait,
Jay's
explain
in
that
it.
to me.
Jay, do. Yeah.
So the why are like used cars or like older models more expensive than the newer ones?
So there's the chip shortage for one thing. So new cars are hard to get because there's a limited amount of chips, or there has been a limited amount of chip shortage. But like my car, I have a 2021 Kia Telluride that I think it was like maybe 45 or 50 when I got it in January of 2021, and CarMax is offering me $55,000 for it used.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and it's just fucking crazy.
You're gonna do it, right?
I was thinking about it, but the other thing is like, so what am I going to get? So do I get another Telluride, or do I get an Explorer? Okay, whatever I decide on getting, those are all jacked up right now. They're adding like 5,000 to 10,000 on new cars.
That's a good point.
So I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah, and there's not enough used cars, so they're actually calling people. Yeah. There's not enough new cars because of the chips and shortage and supply chain issues. But then even like stacking on what Jay was talking about, man, I've been hit up 3 times for my car, and I bought mine 3 years ago, and that thing is worth $5,000 more than I bought it for,
dude.
3 years ago.
It's
crazy.
It sucks to be Biden right now. I feel like you're going through a Jimmy Carter moment where it's just everything's fucked, and there's no way you're gonna come out the other side of that.
I mean,
dude, speaking of Biden, did you see what he said about MLK and George Floyd?
I can only imagine.
I just saw it like about an hour before I got on here. He said that MLK's assassination wasn't like as felt or as George Floyd's affected people more, something to that effect. I was
It's
like,
always good to compare and contrast deaths and people's reactions to them.
I almost wonder, like, although I don't necessarily agree, I could see that it probably kind of is because it was all seen on video, right? Everybody heard about Martin Luther King. He was nonviolent. But I mean, to see a man get choked out on live TV and die, I think everybody saw that video. And it just, I don't know. I mean,
I found it here. Hold on.
Who got choked out?
Oh boy, that's gonna open a door.
Yeah.
Wait, who got choked out? George.
Somebody
who?
died?
Does nothing to keep workers safe.
Oh, George.
And keep business
Let me get to it.
Yeah, because we can hear it really good too.
Hold on.
No bullshit.
Can you?
Yeah.
Black Wall Street, right? Years ago. And he's going to have a rally. He's going to have a rally.
Say it again.
And he doesn't wear a mask. And he doesn't.
Get to the fucking.
Does he have? I can't see. Does he have a mask hanging from his ear?
George Floyd.
he does.
Now you got how many people around the country? Millions of cell phones. It's changed the way everybody's looking at this. Look at the millions of people marching around the world. The world. So my point is that I think people are really realizing that this is a battle for the soul of America. Who are we?
Oh fuck,
Probably
dude!
before that.
God damn it!
Great
of course.
clip.
Yeah, so
Jay. Oh my God.
actually, but okay, we'll just say this. So me and Naima are kind of on the same page. Like what he said is so true. Like there was marching around the world. We saw people in London. We saw people all over the world. I don't know if you saw that with Martin Luther King. You know what I mean? As much as I wish, that people in the 50s and 60s were
Here it
about
is.
that.
Sorry.
For a second, I thought you said MLK got
Yeah.
choked out on TV.
No,
I was
no,
like,
no.
Are
And
you
then-
kidding me?
Here you
That's
go.
how he
Here
got
it is.
Okay, go for it.
He doesn't wear a mask, and he doesn't think this. I mean, come on. But even Dr. King's assassination did not have the worldwide impact that George Floyd's death did.
It's
see.
But
kinda
what
true,
George Floyd happened to George Floyd, now you got how many people around the country? Millions of cell phones.
though. He shouldn't have said
Yeah.
it. Yeah, but I mean,
think I understood what he means. Like, he's
Yeah.
saying, like there wasn't that immediate response and organization because people can't gather as quickly.
You know what? Can I just say something? So
Yeah,
I
go
just
for it.
saw the clip an hour before we came on here, and somebody had posted it today or yesterday. And MLK Day was yesterday.
right.
This clip is from a year ago.
Oh jeez.
Oh, okay.
The person presented it like he had said this on MLK Day.
See,
Oh,
isn't
man.
this a moment too where
Yes.
you can go one of two ways here? You can be an empathetic person, which we all know truly what empathy means, right? It's that you try to get in somebody else's shoes and understand it from their point of view,
Yeah.
right? So there's no sympathy involved or feeling like somebody's right or wrong, because you can empathize Adolf Hitler's thoughts, so you can better understand what the hell he was thinking to do what he did, right? You're not saying what he did is right. Okay, good. With that little preface, I feel like this is a one of those moments that you could hear what Joe Biden said and be in one of two camps. You could say, hey, I can have empathy and I know what this guy was saying. The words, I don't even know if the words were really chosen wrong. I think if you were really sitting there in the context of what he's saying, I get what he's saying. Or you could say, yo, did you hear what Biden said?
Yeah.
Right. And so, and people who do that, I think, tend to know they're doing that.
Right.
Well,
Right. They
like
did it
I
with
said-
Trump all the time. It's something that, they'd say something that he didn't say, but he said some words that sounded like it.
you heard what he
Same thing.
said. I don't know if you guys heard what he said, like at the Arizona rally. He was saying that white people don't get the same type of treatment for COVID. And, he was like,
Who
I'm
said
just
that?
like, Trump did. And his last,
Trump?
yeah. And so I'm just like, man, I don't know if this guy's going away. I think he'll be back.
Oh,
Wait,
no,
he
he's
said
running
white people don't get the
2024.
same treatment as.
Yeah. He was like, if you're white, you're basically like sentenced to death kind of thing. I'll find the clip later.
Mm,
Oh, it'd be
Don't worry,
great to
Tyler. This is
hear.
more of me and Sean thing.
okay.
Yeah. So, and the thing that pisses me off is obviously I got duped into it. I got sucked into it because
Yeah.
the person presented it like this was said on MLK Day, and you're like, why would you bring this? My thought
Wow.
was, even if what he's saying is true, why would you bring this up on remembering MLK? You know,
isn't that the truth though? It's like being on this podcast has really taught me something. Sean said, you know, he always says you got to take it, like, you can't take things out of context. You need to know and understand the full, you know, the intent behind it, because it's like, just you playing that, I was like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. But hearing it from you, I'm like, oh fuck, what did he do now? And so you start hearing that from your friend, and you tell another friend, and it just goes on, and it's like fucking telephone, man. By the time you get to like the 30th person, Biden said the N-word. God damn, you know what I mean? So,
and dude, think of how many. So it's not just, you know, with social media and all that, and everybody has this tool to use their voice that they shouldn't have because their opinion doesn't matter. Most of those people are stupid. So it's like you have all these stupid people ricocheting off each other, right? And you have to think that all, you know, like Twitter and these things, these aren't representative of like a swath of this country. It's these segmented radicals or people that get involved in that are generally they swing one way or another in their ideology, right? They're not, so
yeah, I mean, you know, just even watching the QAnon documentary, right? The people who fall into those fringe groups, it's
absolutely right. Thank you. I wanted to get to this. Yeah. What?
But you know, a lot of them are like kind of socially outcast. You know what I mean? And it's sad. But like one of the guys who was really documented on it, he was confined to a wheelchair, never had sex, and then once he had sex, he kind of started becoming non-radicalized. But you know, they find you and they're like, oh, this is the reason you're being treated this way, is because you're white, you're this, you're blah, blah, blah. So you fit in with us. You pull in people who are the outcasts of society, and then all of a sudden you start growing that fringe
victim mentality, bro.
Victim mentality. And then on top of that, it's so much easier to find those groups through social media, rather than if there was no social media, you just be on the street trying to find somebody, and that's not likely. So
dude,
sorry, you were gonna
Jay and I yesterday were just talking just about whatever, you know. And I was telling
at the meeting.
I was telling that's funny. So I was but I was just thinking about, like, you know what I want for people, dude? Like, and it's easier from our generation to see this because, you know, we live this transition in accessibility to information. Right. So before, and we talked about last podcast, like dial tones are weird and having to push buttons in to call somebody, never just swiping their name or whatever. And those things are all gone. Well, dude, now I think that I wish for people that they would harness this power that's in front of them. And I'm not even being funny about it or like patronizing or whatever, dude. You have access to the internet. You can learn anything online with videos, strictly with YouTube even. And then on top of that, you can execute on the shit you learn with all the access to all these free tools that exist now. Dude, before when you came up, it was like $2,600 for the software to do what you wanted to do. You could you know, get it stolen on like Napster or any of those things. But dude, also, but then even there was some things that weren't available. Point is that access and availability did not exist anywhere near the level it does today. I just wish people would, dude, information does not discriminate. And I'm not talking about skin color. I'm not talking about culture. Actually, I am talking a bit about culture. You know, folks that don't have money, folks that get, you know, enveloped in that day-to-day drudgery that seem like there's no way out. And what's the use? Because I'm living in this shit. There's a way out, dude. Get online and learn. Get free tools online. And dude, if you have the skills, you can go do the thing that you have the skills for and get paid for it. Like paid. Fuck a grocery store. Fuck bag of groceries.
What you said is so true. And I was listening to Oprah like on this. It was crazy. I know, like
this from.
Yeah. So Oprah was saying, I don't know why more kids don't find education as the solution. You know what I mean? As the way out, instead of being a rapper or, you know, a movie star or, you know, this or that. It's so crazy. You're so right that like education is right at your fingertips. Like you can learn coding online and go get a 6-figure job easily. You know what I mean? And like, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not going to be easy, but I mean, you can learn that tool, you can get certified, and then, you know, you're making 6 figures, your life has changed. But it's like, You know,
Not
like,
everybody. Some people are
I
dummies.
mean, yeah, some people are idiots. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I hate to say it. You know what I mean? We're not all gonna be able to learn until I have.
You know who
crazy-
you are, though. That's the thing, though.
Yeah.
You know who you are. So if you're a person that sits in wherever in your space and you're like, dude, this is bullshit. I'm way better than this, and I'm smart as shit. Then go do something about it.
I give Patrick.
Wow.
Reach
Learn
for
the
the
code.
reach for the sky to fry, baby. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
All right. We have Leonardo and his ex. Who put this in
Okay.
here? I
Hey,
know
we
about
need to
this,
get
but-
people ready, by the way, too, because I don't want to be like this quick thing that happens in 13 minutes and shocks everybody.
Oh, then
So,
I gotta leave at 6:20.
Jay's got to go, so the show's gonna be over at 6:20. So we'll start winding
it's
down
not.
at 6:15.
You guys can keep going.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. We
Oh,
have
I don't
to do
think
your-
so, dude. I'm not logged in, so it'll drop. And there's a whole thing to do that because I'm on my other machine, my new machine.
Okay.
Okay. Well, you know,
I'll
it is what it is. Okay,
I'll
let's
let
go.
the screen stay on this.
Let's roll.
All right.
Leonardo DiCaprio and his ex. Who put this in here?
I don't know.
I don't know.
His ex shits on him for renting a theater to watch Star Wars.
Oh, I put that in there.
So,
I was like,
yeah,
what? I have no idea. Okay, so this is what happened. Leonardo DiCaprio was on a date with a girl, and he rented out an entire movie theater so they could watch every episode of every movie in the Star Wars series because she hasn't seen it. And he like bought lightsabers and then like got so excited he started, making he had a pretend fight with one of his lightsabers in the movie theater. And the chick is shitting on him. She's like, what an idiot. This was like the worst date of my life. And it's like, are you kidding me?
That's
Oh
amazing.
my God. I wish I could date.
Tyler
such
would have
a-
fucked him in the theater.
Yeah. If I was just there selling popcorn, I'd be like, you want me
Wait
to
a-
jump in there, Leo?
Who is this chick to say that? This is the word. It must not have gone good, and she knew it would never be a second date. Like, that was a
Exactly. So
known
now
thing.
she needs to
She
like
burned it. Yeah.
she needs to make herself feel better. Like that's a fucking amazing date. And you know what I mean? Like just somebody showing you what their passion is. Come on.
What we don't know
Honorary.
is that Leonardo refers to his penis as his lightsaber. And he's just whipping it around. She's like, "This is our first date." Fucking,
You wouldn't be excited. I would be so
Oh,
pumped if
man.
anybody rented out anything for me.
oh, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I mean, fuck. And I'm sure the way she said it is an exaggeration. I'm sure, or maybe it's not. Even if it isn't, who gives a fuck, dude? I mean, again, it's
Sounds
something.
dumb.
If
I
he's
ever
obviously
get
passionate.
stupid rich, I'm sure like if I'm single and I'm dating, I'd be doing this same bullshit. I'd
Dude,
probably
like-
Dude, I do
hire
the same
actors.
thing all the time. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, like literally, I don't like.
Well, you have a
I'm not
theater in
even-
your house, Sean.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
We're not all as fortunate, but
You don't
like,
have to rent one.
I would even like. I'm not even a Harry Potter fan, but I'd watch all of those motherfuckers back to back in the theater. You know what I mean? As a date with somebody, I'm sure. You know what I mean? Be like, all right, that's dope. Whatever.
And
Dude.
Oh,
I love the seductive turtle. I love the seductive turtle. Here we go again, dude. I just got introduced to him. Now all of a sudden, I have a race clip I show all my dates.
The race clip I show all my dates.
Yeah, the,
'cause
the tortoise
turtles
in
are
the hair.
slow, dude.
The tortoise. Yeah.
Dude, so for people that don't know, the seductive turtle stays in character. And I don't know who
For
it
the
is.
whole fucking
They
yeah.
always stay in character as a turtle.
I love that
Great.
Tyler was like, a race clip? Like what race? White race?
Turtle race? Is the turtle a race?
Look,
right
see
way.
right here. Movies with cute little green things are usually a guaranteed score. God, I love it.
Okay, so
Look
I
at-
just
look at
I gotta
Patrick
yeah,
Melton.
Look at Patrick. Just,
What a cunt. Patrick.
what a dark
Star
soul.
Wars is awful. He's lucky she didn't kill herself in the aisle.
They are
Followed with
awful, but still.
Separate your childhood emotional nostalgia from the art. These films are garbage.
What is a
Oh,
what the
God,
Natasha,
What
you are 100%
happened?
correct.
Fucking.
I don't understand why you would be so mean like that.
Uh,
Oh man.
Manny, I thought you'd serenade them with piano you have in the background.
I would try my best.
I'm going to do my worthless of the week
Yeah.
just because I want to get to it. OnTrack. Has anybody fucking dealt with OnTrack when you're
who
having
hasn't?
something shipped? They're the fucking worst.
Oh yes, they've lost like 2 of my like shipments.
dude,
and then-
They lost my phone that was shipped from Google about a month ago, and then they lost some clothing that was shipped. And this is your interaction with OnTrack. You call them and you go, hey, your driver says he delivered this at my door, but he didn't because I have cameras on my door. The guy never came. And they go, oh, okay, well, we can page him. Oh, cool. How long till he gets back? He probably is not going to get back. I'm like, okay, so what's the point of paging him? Oh, he might get back, but probably won't. Okay, cool. So what do we do? Well, you just call the shipper and tell him that it's lost, and we'll put this as a lost item. Okay, cool. And then I call the shipper, and they're like, well, we got to wait 2 days because it may fucking magically show up. Although this is the other thing they do. OnTrack will say, well, it says that the delivery driver was in the area, so it's marked as a valid delivery. And I'm like, it's not delivered. I have a fucking camera on my door. The guy didn't deliver it.
I've had I've had multiple things lost from them. And then one time they just threw it in the backyard. And like, I don't go in the backyard really. So
people are the worst.
Yeah, just sitting there. It's fucking crazy.
Well, what are you guys buying all?
That comes from Amazon, dude. That's one of those companies
Amazon,
that they use.
Yeah, they deliver I'm sure that they're gonna shut down because if they're losing packages. Let's see. What did Patrick say?
I've had cleaner hands off at a McDonald's drive-thru. It's a running fucking gag. We always comes back to the McDonald's drive-thru, and then they also were like, "Oh, we're gonna have a supervisor call you back." Okay, cool. That never fucking happened.
Yeah, some 16-year-old. OnTrack is the worst. I've had so many issues with them, and I think too what they do is it's like all these other companies that track their employees. They're like, yep, delivered, just so they can manipulate their numbers.
Yeah.
But then they don't do it. And then they just can go, like you see these stories all the time. There's some ravine that's got 1,600 FedEx packages dumped in it.
Probably their trunk of their car, brah.
I wonder how many PlayStations were like in that like huge heap.
Well, dude, I heard they lost one of my phones. It was a Google Pixel phone, and I guarantee I don't know what the spitting preacher is. That sounds like a sexual maneuver. Hey, girl, you want the spitting preacher?
This preacher, he's like trying to
save... my God. He's trying to be like Jesus and because in the Bible, like Jesus cured a blind man by spitting in the mud and then rubbing the mud in his eyes, and then the guy could see. And I wonder if that's what
he's saying, though, that you have to break through. There's a lot of things in front of your vision in order to see God right. It's hard to see God, so he grabbed his brother, spit on his face, and wiped it all over his eyes so he couldn't see.
I think he was just talking about spitting on like his glasses and getting some gunk off so he could see, and it just kind of got like.
And they're all good with it, by the way. It's like not weird to them and their church and their family. They're just like, they don't see what TMZ's problem is.
I would never let a motherfucker just, I don't care who you are, like, ugh, you're not spitting.
No.
Hey, girl, you want to get this spitting preacher?
Man. What's the Joe Gatto thing?
Alice Mariah said that preacher is the worst. He reminds me of that Derek Jackson guy. A lot of, especially in his explanation why he decided to do that. Couldn't even apologize. Baptism that saves water. Joe Gatto from Impractical Jokers. So end of Worthless of the Week OnTrack. What's up with Joe Gatto?
Yeah, dude, something's up with Impractical Jokers. So he quit. A lot of us know that. If you watch that, he said he's not going to do it anymore. And then True TV started scrubbing some of the episodes he was in.
Yeah, I saw
that. The massage one he was in. Another one was like a kissing booth. The massage one was the chair, dude, which is hilarious.
Yeah, so it must have been something deeper.
Something else is up now, though. So now HBO Max has pulled Impractical Jokers episodes too. And Joe Gatto was just out doing stand-up shows this last weekend. I don't know. So I wanted to bring it up. I didn't know if you guys heard anything, but they keep just cutting stuff out. And the HBO part was interesting. Where was it at here? They said HBO Max has removed a handful of more episodes. Yeah, it seems weird. And then what's his face? Well, one last thing. What's his face? One of the guys on the show, Brian Q. He says there was things we always wanted to do, but we couldn't do because it just didn't fit into Impractical Jokers in the format. Now I'm like, fuck it. Let's start breaking format here and there. So I don't know. It just be interesting. And I hate these gossip stories, but this group.
But I mean,
and
it
this
is.
comedy,
It's, like, I mean,
interesting.
the only reason I would, in today's cancel culture to scrub a show is if somebody has like some sort of allegations against them. I'm not even going to throw any allegations out there
Yeah.
because I don't want that to be like, I would hope nobody would do that to me. But I will say this. I've always wanted to ask you guys this. If we had a show of Impractical Jokers between the four of us,
So cool.
I only think it would work between you three. I don't think it would work with a black individual. Like, I don't think 4 black guys could walk up in a grocery store and just start fucking with people.
Oh, dude, have you seen? Dude, there's 1,000 videos on TikTok where
funny,
a black person is like, there. I've seen ones where they're in a aisle of Walmart. And somebody will have their back to them, and they'll just take a pillow and just fuck it at them,
And
and then they fucking
they
as
look
soon as the
around,
person
and then
turns around, they're like, "What's going on?"
Throw pillows over the fucking
Yeah.
thing. I mean,
I think you're looking at it the wrong way. I think we could do a lot of stuff that
Yeah, that's
the
what my
white
first
practical
reaction
jokers
was.
couldn't do.
man, I don't know. Like, I feel like, okay, depending on where you did the show, right? You definitely would have to do it in a certain state. I couldn't do that shit in like Mississippi. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so
I don't
Well,
think any of us
I
could.
hate the fucking pranks in the hood where these fucking white dudes will go up and dude,
trying to start
I
shit and
stuff
they get
somebody's
knocked
that they get
out.
the
Jordans,
shit beat
dude?
out of them.
They'll
Yeah,
stuff somebody's Jordans and then look up in their face.
Yeah,
Dude,
I was like, do you want to die? Like, why? And like,
I saw one where the guy was like, this black dude's just walking on the sidewalk, and this white dude comes up. He's like, "Yo, cuz," he's like, "You know, you're in my hood," and the guy's like, "What?" And then the guy keeps pushing it. Next thing, the white dude said something like, "You want to get shot or something to that effect." And the dude pulls out a gun. He's like, "What the fuck do you say?" And the guy's like, "It's a prank. It's a fucking prank. It's a prank." And he's like, "We don't play that shit here."
Yeah.
Wow.
I was
Not
like, "Pull the
anymore.
trigger, please."
Man.
Jesus Christ.
I would love to see those prank videos, like somebody doing pranks in the hood, and they're just whole camera crew getting robbed. They take all the stuff. They finish uploading it. They still they steal it, but they still finish the upload. 'Cause they're damn guys.
There's somebody that actually there was a YouTuber that got shot trying to do some fucking prank. I can't remember who it was, but I had saved it because I was going to do a story on it.
Right?
I think so. Hopefully.
Wow.
There's this TikTok guy whose thing is he has money on his. He shoves money in his nose and has it on his hat, and he got fucking robbed.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
did he
I
finally
guess
get
it was
robbed?
But it was
money.
the fake. It was fake money, though, right?
Yeah. I have to go, but
Okay.
I think this is going to be fine. I'm going to leave studio, but it should still go.
Okay.
I
It'll
love everybody.
just never end,
We'll
so it'll
see.
be
No,
live. until
Sean.
you get home.
Afterwards, if just come log back in under mine, and
I can't.
if it's still going, yeah, you can.
Oh, I can go. Yeah, got it.
Yeah, and just
Yeah.
end it. Okay,
All right.
I love you all. Bye.
All right, bye.
Oh, that was
Okay,
weird.
yeah,
That's
bye.
a weird way to end it. Don't
really
ever
is.
say that to me again.
ugh, gross.
Ugh.
Where
dude,
did he
hey.
go?
Yeah.
That guy though that put the bills in his nose and then he had the roll up here.
Yeah.
So and he always says,
Morning coffee.
I love my morning. Yeah, he's got like a song he does, and he just does it over and over and over. So
Dude.
he'd show up at my TikTok, right?
Right.
And then one day he's live, and I caught it at just the right point where, dude, out of character. And he was just talking. And I was like, yo, this guy's pretty cool, man. He's talking about why he does it. He talked about why he goes out there. He's like, dude, I was so depressed for so long. I mean, it's still a weird thing to do.
Yeah.
But he was depressed for so long, and he had some job where he was making a ton of money. And he just got to a point where he's like, dude, I can't do any of this. And I've stacked enough where like I can just kind of live my life or whatever. So then he found that if he just relaxed any inhibitions, that he could just like feel like a kid again. So he says he started doing that when he went down to get coffee, and then it just like felt all goofy and weird. And so he just did it every day. And he says that generally most of the people that walk by him are cool, and they'll like say something. They'll be like, oh, did I see you before? So all of a sudden now he feels good and people around him feel good. It's still a weird thing to do because he goes out front of a coffee shop
But
and
shoves
sings
fake
weird
money in his
songs.
nose.
Hey,
Yeah.
whatever makes you feel good. At the end of the day, if you're not hurting anybody, do it.
Man, this is why I don't try weird shit like that, because I don't want to find out that's what my thing is that makes me feel good. I don't want that to
Bro.
be my fucking life.
So disappointing. This is it? It was
This is
I
the
was
key to
searching
my
for?
fucking happiness is I shove paper in my
Oh
nose
my
and I
God.
sing
just-
a dumb song on TikTok.
Isn't it crazy though? It's like I feel like the older I get though, it's like I don't have the passion to be like any of those like insta famous people where it's like you just want to go steal some shit out of a Foot Locker and just get views. Like,
Isn't
I'm
it
not,
nice.
I mean, come on, man. What are you doing with you? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, you don't have any content. I mean, ultimately, that's how the Pauls got famous, right? Is by doing just dumb shit or.
Going
Yeah,
to that
totally.
forest
Yeah.
in Japan.
yeah.
That's how I knew. That's how I discovered who this person was.
Wait, what
Logan
is?
Paul.
That's really when I did too. I think when Logan Paul became an actual thing in my
When
head.
he became an actual like, oh, that's like that. Now that person lives in my head now because of the shitty thing he did, which was going into that one forest in Japan, which is known for like the suicide forest. I forget what it's called. But
Wait, is that what he did?
Yeah, he did a fucking selfie video walking through the forest, which is it's notoriously known for people to go commit suicide, and he like found a dead person and like filmed next to him.
Man,
made a bunch of
and then
insensitive
put it
jokes.
live, dude, or not live. Then he uploaded it.
Yeah, Guyanese gal is 100% right. I'm a dad now, so it's like I'm like buffoonery. This is so childish. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah,
man, but it's I don't know.
I'm glad we don't have that pressure, dude. We didn't have to go through that because it's not lost to me. There's a lot of pressure that all these kids got on themselves to come up with content. I mean, it's dumb pressure.
Yeah.
It's something really that doesn't matter. So you don't need to come up with good content or even have a TikTok or an Instagram or whatever. But that you do have one that applies pressure to you.
But goddamn, TikTok just annoys the fuck out of me because it's like, especially with people who don't create their own real content and they're just doing voiceovers, like, or doing like mouthing whatever.
Yeah.
Like, a family friend of mine, they literally they were like, "Oh, have you seen this this comedy clip?" And it's somebody doing this dead comedian's bit about Poppy ain't no snitch. And God, I can't remember his name. Hilarious comic. And I was like, "Oh, you mean this guy?" And they were like, "Oh, I thought this was actually this person." And I was like, how fucking disrespectful. Can you imagine somebody like mouthing our material and getting famous off of it? Like,
I see people doing it with Chappelle and like all this shit, or the classic one now where they have these side by sides, and they show somebody's content that they created, and then the person's like,
yeah,
and then they have like 500,000 views. And you're like, do you get all of you have normalized stealing content or being unoriginal or whatever? I agree with Scott's
it's no different than Vine.
It's no different than early Vine. Different than Vine. YouTube maybe. Vine, but Vine felt a lot more creative.
I'm kind of like, I don't know. I guess I'm kind of for it. I'm like, whatever. If he's gonna do it, it's gonna bring light to your material eventually, because there's enough comments on there going like, do you know who this originally is or whatever, or original content?
I mean, that's if they know you, right? Because it's like, think about our followers. We probably don't have that many. I mean, you probably have a lot now with the Dope Show, but I mean, like, that's in Washington, you know what I mean? Like, and then maybe some in California, maybe Oregon. But I wonder, like, let's say somebody who is slightly like, let's say they have 1 million followers online, and then all of a sudden they hear some joke that you did and it's being like mouthed by whoever this person is. And then all of a sudden, oh, Rashid Thurman. Yeah. Michael Joseph. Thank you. Rashid Thurman. Yeah. So he had passed away. Hilarious comic. And people were just mouthing his shit and he didn't get any love on it. You know what I mean? Maybe a few people were like, oh, you stole that. You know what I mean? But
that's funny. When a local comic dies, I do his jokes on stage.
And kill.
That's how I show my respect.
That's the worst.
Oh man, yeah, it's fucking awful. But
dude, there was this one time I had never bought a joke from anybody before, but I bought a joke from this one guy because I was like, hey man, you have a joke. Like, this guy, he had done comedy a long time ago.
Derek Unger.
Did I already tell the story on the here?
No. But I remember you saying like if he wasn't going to use his material,
right?
Because he had quit. Yeah,
he had quit. So I told him I'd buy one of his fucking jokes from him, and he was like, "Which one?" I'm like, "This one." I told him it was a really funny joke, and he's like, "Yeah, man, you could totally, I'll sell it to you. You can just have it." And I'm like, "Thanks." And then the fucking next week, I see his dumbass at an open mic doing that fucking joke.
Wait, was it the one about the cereal?
He was the one about the cereal.
Oh my god, that's such a great joke. But it's like, that's okay. So same thing happened with Jeff Dye. I'm not gonna put
but
the
wait,
other.
no. So I
go
tell him,
ahead.
I tell him, I'm like, yo, I bought that joke from you. I thought you were done doing comedy. He's like, well, because you told me it was such a funny joke, I got all my confidence back and I came back to do more comedy. And I was like, you're great.
It's
Great.
fucking crazy. Like that's so Jeff Dye had hired this this one comic to write for him, right? And he comes to the show for the weekend at the parlor, and he's sitting in the back saying all this funny shit. And Jeff's like, "That's fucking hilarious." He's like, "I'll buy that from you." He's like, "Oh, dope, all right." And so he pays him, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Yeah, you want to do a guest spot?" The guy goes on stage and does the fucking material in front of him, and then Jeff was like, "What the fuck is he doing? I just bought that from him." So you can't sell somebody a joke and then go do it. You know, it's like you got to part with it.
Hear that reaction? So when he was doing the joke in front of him, he's like, "Yo, what are you doing? That's my joke." Right?
Right.
like when I went out on the road with the guy, I usually say his name, but I'm not going to say it now because I just don't feel like it. Just because I want to give his name.
Yeah, don't give him any. Yeah.
But dude, we went to a show and the headliner's up on stage and he's like going into this bit, and I'm sitting next to this guy I was with, this other comedian, and who featured for him, and I'm eating some food, and then he starts going to this bit, which I just know it verbatim, and I like stop and I slowly look up because I'm like in second row, and I look over at dude, and I'm like, "Bro, he's doing your bit like verbatim." He's like, "No, dude, it's cool. We share it."
Right.
Oh, no, wait a minute. You share it. And I'm like, in my head, I didn't go in on that. I'm in my head. It's like, you share it. What comedian share? Oh, I know who would say that. Somebody who stole that bit.
Exactly.
Says they share it. Because I bet if I ask that dude, he's going to be like, "Bro, what are you talking about? I don't share bits with another."
Exactly.
What comic has ever shared a bit with another comic besides the Smothers Brothers?
Rogan used to do that with Fitzsimmons. They would share acts.
Wait, who did?
Rogan and Fitzsimmons. They used
That's
to switch
the
acts.
weirdest thing I've ever heard.
I don't know if this is true, but I also heard that Norwest and Rivers used to share. As long as they weren't in the same town or something.
Dude,
I think
Norwest
Yeah.
sent his wife on stage one time and gave her all his jokes. It was actually really funny.
Yeah, but I mean, still, it's like I can never see myself parting with my bits, you know. And you know, it's like they're so true to me. Like that's what, you know. I don't know. So
I mean, dude, it's like if you heard musicians, they're like, "Oh no, we share that song. We both do that song."
I feel like music could be like a little, but you know, you could do a cover, but you can't share a song.
I'm now thinking there's a Pearl Jam song called "Footsteps." That's the exact same song as a Temple of the Dog song called something else. I can't think what the name is. So,
all right, last question here. As Naima actually said, how much do you sell jokes for? How much do you think is a respectable amount? And I guess it depends what type of joke. Is it like? I guess it depends. If it's like a barn burner, if it's a 10-minute straight, you know, bit, I would sell it for more than just like a one-liner. You know,
I bought that one-liner for $50.
Yeah, I think that was good by that. You know, especially back then, it was like what 2013, maybe 2012.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Yeah, and so I mean, by today's standards, it's like shit. If it was something that I did on, you know, that I was like really behind and it's a closer, I would probably sell it for a couple hundred. If it's something that's just like a throwaway that I did that was like hilarious and they think that they can expand, maybe 50, I don't know, 100. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, first off, Jay Hollingsworth is commenting on this show right now.
Oh my God.
Drive your car. Nobody like so Patrick Melton. Nobody likes Sonny's hair. That's true. Have you guys seen this? Lynn Shawcroft. This is Mitch Hedberg's old. Is it wife or partner? Whatever, doesn't matter. Wife, yeah. But does tribute shit with his stuff. First off, you know that reminds me of that Bill Burr bit when he's pissed off about first ladies. Like, what have you done?
Dude, I would love for my wife to be like my living ghost.
Man.
I find that super hot. I'm like, go for her. Good for her. I love it.
Oh my God.
Doing nobody can do Mitch Hedberg's stuff right except him. Can you imagine? She's like, so I used to do drugs, but I still do too, or whatever. She's like, no.
Yeah,
it's not a statement. There's a thing to that.
Her new husband and like, so what are we doing tonight? Well, I got a new show where I'm gonna do my my former husband, the one who's money off of. I'm gonna go do his material. I'm gonna go sound like him for an hour. I'm gonna really channel. I'm going to channel him.
And he's one of the most prolific, you know, comedians ever. So I'm going to go do that.
Totally. Well, we're at the hour mark. Anybody plugging anything?
I got 2 dope shows next weekend. Tacoma Comedy Club and Spokane Comedy Club. And then I got, I got a show in Bonnie Lake on the 27th with Nard.
Wow.
No idea what the hell that is.
I didn't even know Bonnie Lake was around still, like as a city. That's
Yeah. I'm headlining something in Bonnie Lake. I don't have the address, but go to my website for more deets. TalSmith.live.
Manny?
Let's see. I've been Jubal reached out recently and was asking when I'm going to come back to comedy. So the original plan was early this year, but I think that's with Omicron and everything else and a new baby, maybe still taking it safe, just podcasting for a little bit. So maybe during June, hopefully things.
Did you say Jubal? Did I hear that?
Yeah.
You said Jubal. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and then once I start getting out, I'll probably be trying to tour with Jay as well. Maybe try to hit a few dope shows. So maybe started a few open mics to get my legs back under me, and then
Dude,
work the new
if you
shit.
want, as soon as you want to come back, I'll throw you on a dope show.
God damn, I love you, sexy motherfucker. But outside of that, just Love in Black and White and the HollingsWorthless. What about you, Sean?
Love in black and white. Dude, so I've been working on a little production of the show when we're gonna, release a new formatted show, and that's been actually a good time. So still plugging away on that.
Love
and actually going to start working on that here as soon as we get done with this show.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, we want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in, especially you, Jay, sitting at the light, which is a goddamn lie. Let's just hope that $55,000 investment doesn't get fucked up. But until next week, we're going to end this thing normally.
Yeah, good. Like adults.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week.
See you next time.
You guys have a great week.
Just hang up because, dude, this thing has to go. So we'll just all done. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.